Good afternoon, everyone. Today is Sunday, hold up. Today is Sunday, April 12th, 2026 at 16:34, and today we have our Day 2 outlook to look at for tomorrow. So, hello, thank you. Our Day 2 outlook, there we go. We have an enhanced risk across parts of east central Minnesota through west and central Wisconsin. We have a slight risk that encompasses parts of western South Dakota through central Minnesota, down into northern Iowa, parts of northern Illinois, through much of central Wisconsin and southern Wisconsin as well, and the areas of Lake Michigan, I think is what that is. So, we have a marginal risk that encompasses parts of northern Minnesota, parts of southeastern North Dakota, eastern South Dakota, through central Iowa, northern Illinois, northern Indiana, extreme northern northwestern Ohio, and most of Michigan. So we do have those areas under a 5%, marginal. We also have a marginal risk down here encompassing parts of central Texas through central Oklahoma. So we do have those areas also under a marginal risk for tomorrow. So let's go ahead and see what we've got for tomorrow. Tomorrow we have Minneapolis, St. Paul, Bloomington, Plymouth, and Brooklyn Park under the enhanced. Milwaukee, Madison, Green Bay, Rochester, and Racine under the slight. And Chicago, Detroit, Oklahoma City, Tulsa, and Grand Rapids under the marginal. So let's go ahead and see what we've got for tomorrow. Tomorrow we have a 5% tornado risk, 5% hatched, tornado risk that encompasses parts of east central Minnesota and western into central Wisconsin. We also have a 2% hatch that encompasses parts of southern Minnesota, northeastern Iowa, and southern Wisconsin. We have a 2% normal that encompasses parts of areas of Lake Michigan, it appears, and also parts of northern Wisconsin, central Minnesota, and eastern South Dakota. Also going into northern and northeastern Iowa. So we do have those areas under a 2% tornado risk. We also have a 2% down here into central Texas as well as through central Oklahoma. So we do have those areas as well under a 2%. So we have Minneapolis, St. Paul, Rochester, Bloomington, and Plymouth under the significant severe. Minneapolis, St. Paul, Rochester, Bloomington, and Plymouth under the 5%. And Milwaukee, Oklahoma City, Tulsa, Madison, and Abilene under the 2%. So for the 5% hatched area, we could see an EF1, maybe an EF2 tornado possible tomorrow. For the 2% hatched, we could see an EF1 possible tomorrow. And for the 2% normal, we could see EF0 tornado possible tomorrow. So please be mindful of that. Going into the wind threat for tomorrow, we have a 15% that encompasses parts of east central Minnesota, northeastern Iowa, extreme northern Illinois, and parts of central to southern Wisconsin, as well as areas of Lake Michigan, it appears. We also have a 5% that encompasses parts of northern Wisconsin, parts of central Minnesota, extreme southeastern North Dakota, eastern South Dakota, going into central Iowa, northern Illinois, extreme northern Indiana, extreme northwestern Ohio, and most of Michigan, including the areas of Lake Michigan. So we do have those areas under 5%. We also have central Texas going into central Oklahoma, also under a 5%. So for the 15% area, we have Milwaukee, Minneapolis, St. Paul, Madison, and Green Bay under the 15%. And Chicago, Detroit, Oklahoma City, Tulsa, and Grand Rapids under the 5%. So for the 15% area, we could see this is the wind. So 60 to 75 mile per hour wind gusts are possible in the 15% area, and 60 to 70 mile per hour wind gusts are possible in the 5% area. Going into the hail threat, this looks like the most intense threat we're looking at. So for tomorrow, we have a 30% hatched encompassing parts of east central Minnesota and through western and central Wisconsin, We also have a 15% hatched that encompasses parts of extreme eastern South Dakota, southern through central Minnesota, northeastern Iowa, extreme northern Illinois, southern and through central Wisconsin, as well as Lake Michigan. And we have a 5% hatch encompassing parts of central Minnesota, extreme southeastern North Dakota, eastern South Dakota, going through parts of central Iowa, and parts of western Michigan. We have a 15% normal that encompasses parts of most of Michigan, extreme northern Indiana, northern Illinois, and going through central Iowa. It looks like we have parts of Lake Michigan also. Oh, there's the reset. Parts of Lake Michigan. I did not even do the reset, by the way. Parts of Lake Michigan are also under the 5%, hatched area. We also have a 5% hatched area down here in central Texas going through central Oklahoma. So we do have those areas also under a 5%. So we have Milwaukee, Oklahoma City, Tulsa, Minneapolis, and St. Paul under the significant severe. Minneapolis, St. Paul, Bloomington, Plymouth, and Brooklyn Park are under the 30%. Milwaukee, Madison, Green Bay, Rochester, and Racine under the 15%. And Chicago, Detroit, Oklahoma City, Tulsa, and Grand Rapids under the 5%. So, for the 30% area, we could see up to 3.5, maybe even 4-inch diameter hail possible. 15% hatched, we could see 3.5-inch diameter hail possible. 5% hatched, we could see 2.5-inch diameter hail possible. So please be mindful of that tomorrow. Of course, for the 5% normal, we could see 1 to 2-inch diameter hail. So please mind that tomorrow as well. So going into tomorrow's summary, it says severe thunderstorms are likely across the upper Mississippi Valley and Great Lakes region, with potential for large to very large hail, damaging wind, and tornadoes. A more conditional and isolated risk for severe storms is also across portions of the southern plains on Monday. So I do really hope that you stay weather aware and stay safe tomorrow. There's tomorrow's hail risk. There's tomorrow's wind risk. There's tomorrow's tornado risk. And there's tomorrow's day 2 outlook. So I do really hope that you stay weather aware and stay safe tomorrow. Yes, you may be in the marginal risks, but you still want to remain weather aware and safe even in the marginals, as you never know what these storms could do with us sometimes in the marginal risks. Anyway, I do really hope that you have a great rest of your day, and I will go over this outlook again tomorrow morning when it becomes day 1. In the meantime, stay weather aware, stay safe, and take care.